Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to do another movie review for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. So let's start with my review for this movie. So Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire is a 2024 American monster film directed by Adam Wingard, produced by Legendary Pictures and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. It is a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 and the fifth film of the MonsterVerse franchise, also serving as the 38th film of the Godzilla franchise and 13 in the King Kong franchise. The film stars Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyrone Henry, Dan Stevens, Kaylee Hotley, Alex Ferns, and Farley Chan. Hall, Henry, and Hotley reprise their roles from the previous films. In the film, Kong encounters more of his species in the Hollow Earth and must unite again with Godzilla to stop the tyrannical Scar King and the powerful frost-breathing Shimo from invading the Earth's surface. So plot for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. 3 years later, defeating Magna Godzilla, Kong has established his new territory in the Hollow Earth and searches for more of his kind on Earth's surface. Godzilla continues to maintain order between humanity and giant monsters known as Titans, killing Tartarus, Sevilla in Rome, and resting in the Colosseum. Afterwards, a monarchy observation outpost stationed in Hollow Earth picks up an undefined signal on the surface. The signal caused Gia, the last known survivor of the Eevee tribe from Skull Island, to experience hallucinations and visions, causing her adoptive mother and Kong sport Dr. Eileen Andrews to worry, also sensing the signal. Godzilla leaves Rome and attacks a nuclear plant in France to observe radiation. He then heads to the lair of the Titan Tyrant in the Arctic. Monarchy believes Godzilla is strengthening himself for an upcoming threat. When in sinkhole opens near his home, Kong discovers his uncharted realm where a tribe of his species has survived, including a just light named Suko. After a brief internal conversation, Kong convinces Sako to lead him to the tribe's lair, and the two slowly bond on their journey. Andrews and Gia, alongside Titan veteran trapper and conspiracy podcaster Bernie Hayes, travel to Hollow Earth to locate the source of the signal. They find the monarchy outpost destroyed. As the group follow the signal, they discover a temple that leads them to a subterranean section that houses a surviving Eve tribe who communicate telepathically with each other, living beneath portals to the surface. Inspecting the temple, they realize that the signal was a telepathic distress call sent by the Ebu while observing Gia socializing with the Ebu. Andrews voices her fears to Trapper that Gia may choose to stay with her people and that Andrews would have to accept it. Inside the temple, Andrews discovers hieroglyphics displaying in the past and future. past and future, and technical giant apes known as the Scar King once attempted to conquer the surface world and waged war against Godzilla's species, triggering an ice age in the process, but Godzilla defeated him by trapping him as a tribe deep within Hollow Earth. The perspective also indicates that Gia is the key to Hollow Earth. The perspective awakening Mora Kong encounters the ape tribe and confronts the Scar King, who battles Kong with the latter overpowers him, forcing him to restore and summoning his enslaver, ice-breathing Titan Shimo, and using a crystal that causes her pain, which forces her to submit to him. Shimo's ice-breathing injuries Kong's right arm, causing frostbite. With Zuko's help, Kong manages to escape after losing his axe. Censoring Gia, Kong locates the temple and is fitted by Trapper with a prototype expractical glove to strengthen and heal his frostbitten limb. Unknown to them, another ape follows them, then informs the Scar King that the protective barrier leading to the surface portals has been opened. Gia successfully awakes the reborn Mothra. Meanwhile, Godzilla King's Tamarat and observes cosmic radiation from her lair, which turns his dorsal plates magnetar, hoping to lure Godzilla to Hollow Earth. To assist him, Kong surfaces in the Cairo and calls out to him. Despite Kong's attempts to communicate and rages, Godzilla attacks him, and a brief fight ensues until Mothra intervenes and soothes Godzilla. The Free Titans return to the Hollow Earth and engage Scar King's forces in battle. Scar King in Shimo manages to use one of the portals to escape to the surface, forcing Godzilla and Kong, who again loses his axe, and to chase them to Rio de Janeiro. That's in the place in Brazil. So where Shino introduces a second in Ice Age at Scar King's command, the fractures eventually matches until Zuko arrives with Kong's axe and destroys the crystal that controls Shimo. Shimo changes sides and freezes Scar King, letting Kong shatter him into pieces. After enduring Shimo's Ice Age with his atomic brief, Godzilla returns to rest in the Colosseum. Gia decides to stay with Andrews. Mothra restores the protective barrier at the Evo's home, and the portals Kong returns to with Shimo and Zuko to Hollow Earth, where he becomes the ape tribe's new leader. So there you go. That's the film brief of the film. It's a brilliant, fantastic film. I loved it. I enjoyed the 2024 Godzilla vs. Kong film. I love that film, and this one, even I love this film. It's brilliant. I loved it. I love the Kong and the Godzilla characters, and this mini size, character as well. Mini Kong, you wanna call him? Yeah. It's a good film. It's a good film. So following the box office and streaming success of Godzilla vs. Kong during the COVID-19 pandemic, Legendary announced a sequel in March 2022 and that filming would commence later that year. In May 2022, it was announced that Wingard would return to direct, and Stevens had been cast as the lead. Filming began in July 2022 in Gold Coast, Australia, and finished in November 2022. The filming finished in 2022. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire premiered at Grandma's Chinese Theatre in March 2024, and was released in the United States in March 29. The film received mixed reviews from critics, with many comparing it unfavorable to Godzilla Minus One. I have not seen Godzilla Minus, so I can't compare the film to that. I've not seen it, which has been released 4 months prior. It became a box office success, grossing over 571.8 million worldwide against a production budget of 135 to 150 million, becoming the fifth highest grossing films of 2024 and the highest grossing film of the Monsterverse, as well as the Godzilla and King Kong franchises. A sequel is set to be released on March 26, 2027. Running time for Godzilla X Kong The New Empire is 115 minutes. Yes, so I love this film. I like the story and everything I loved about it. I like all the characters, that girl who was doing the sign language in the film. I loved her role as well. I like the communication with the Kong and the girl between. It was brilliant because she feel the pain of Kong. Yeah, his tooth was hurting in the film Kong, and yeah, and this character comes in from the helicopter, from the chopper, and replaces his tooth because yeah, because he couldn't continue. Then his arm got hurt. Then he put this cast thing on his arm, so he come and fight. So is the characters were good. The monster was characters were good. The new Scar King, the villain, was good. Scar King, and yeah, and all the characters, and the Mini Kong character was good as well. And they become friends, and yeah, and this film was good, and the story was good, and the human characters was good as well. Rebecca Hall's characters was good as well. The Bernie character was good as well, who played Bernie the actor, and that's Stevens as well, who was in the helicopter. Yeah, he was a good character as well in this film. But these characters were seen in the 2021's Godzilla's Kong. And this one is good to see them back in this film, and plus that girl as well, who was doing sign language. I like the connection as well. She was explaining to Dr. Andrews as well, and the fight scene was between Godzilla and Kong, and the buildings were exploding, and people were scared. Everything of the film was brilliant. I just liked it. I just loved the film. Yeah, I'm not saying I had a bad time with it. I enjoyed it, actually. I had no flaws with this film, guys. So I loved the film. I love the film. I have no minus, in my opinion. People might give that minus or something comparing to Godzilla -1. I can't compare that because I've not seen that film. So I enjoyed this film. I'm gonna give it positive. Everything I love. I loved everything about this film, and the way they make these monster-world movies is brilliant. It just gets better and better for me because yeah, they made so many films like King Kong. They made the original one. Then they made Godzilla versus Kong. Then they made Godzilla film in '98 and Godzilla in 2014, and they made Kong Skull Island. Kong Skull Island as well. Then they made the King of Monsters, Godzilla. I'm not seen that yet. And I love the Godzilla versus Kong as well in 2021. And now I love this one, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved every bit. I watched every scene. Even I had to run somewhere, go in to do something, another room, or go in the kitchen. I just had to watch every film. So because I picked this film up in CNX this year, and I had to pause the film and never miss a scene. That's what I will do when I watch a film. I never miss a scene. I paused the film, then I resume the film, so I can understand the story and the characters where the story is going, where the film is going in this level, and this into the next level. And yeah, there's going to be another film will be made on March 26 in 2027. So it will be another part of the Godzilla versus Kong movie franchise. Monsterverse is going to be epic. So yeah, so I love this film. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Kong with his power, with his axe and all that, and all the characters, the human characters and the monster and Godzilla as well. I loved, I loved Godzilla when he gets charged up as well with his energy levels. That was good to see Godzilla as well. Yeah, it was brilliant. Everything of this movie was brilliant. I cannot say any negative because the way they make this kind of films is not easy, and they make a good film. Legendary Pictures make good films, plus Warner Brothers. So they're doing good work, and I should appreciate them. So it's not easy to make a monster verse movie in 1 year or in 2 years or in 3 years, whenever they make. So it's a brilliant film. So I'm gonna give it my honest reaction, 4 out of 5 stars. No negativity for this film. I enjoyed it. I love it, and I can see this film again. I can see this film again. I enjoyed it a lot. I loved Godzilla character as well, and Kong as well as a character, because I loved the Peter Jackson King Kong film which came out in 2005. I loved that film. How he saves, sacrifices his life and protects that beauty in that film. Yeah, that film was a decent film as well, and this one I loved as well. So it's no negative from my side. It's positive, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give it generous 4 out of 5. I loved it. So yeah, so this is my honest thoughts for the movie review for 2024's Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So 4 out of 5 from me. I enjoyed it. I totally loved this film. It has to be my favorite film of this year, in my opinion. I'm saying so. It has to be my favorite film in Hollywood level, in my opinion. So your guys might be different film. So that's my opinion. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. I loved it. I can watch this film in the future. I can enjoy this kind of action and with Godzilla versus Kong fights and all that. I just love it. I just love it. So 4 out of 5 from my side for this movie. No negatives. So yeah, so that's my honest thoughts for 2024's Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So there you go. I loved it. I loved it. I just like these kind of movies. Whenever they make a movie, I just like it. Yeah, I just need to see the Godzilla 2014. I have it in somewhere in the collection. I just need to see that film. And I just need to see the Godzilla King of Monsters, which I have not seen that. I picked it up recently this month in a charity shop. So I just need to give that, sit down and watch that film on some point. I don't know when. In some point I will. Yeah. So I enjoyed this film. So there you go. That's my movie thoughts for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, which came out in 2024 in theaters in March of this year. So yeah, thumbs up, 4 out of 5. I enjoyed this film. Brilliant. It's my type of film. I can enjoy. I like Godzilla as well, and Kong as well. I love the characters. I just love the 8 movies, the MonsterVerse universe. It's just getting good. It's just they're making good films, and they are know what they're doing, the makers, and they're giving their best to make this kind of film successful at the box office. It's brilliant. So there you go. So I will see you on the next one. And this is my honest reaction for Godzilla X Kong, the 2024's movie, The New Empire. I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. I loved the film a lot. So there you go. I will see you on the next one. Take care. See you. Stay safe. Bye.